Well, the game is over. It looked as though Diamond Creek were going to be in a lot of trouble when they lost, after they lost 4 wickets in just 5 overs. But they amazingly turned it around, not losing another wicket. In the end, that 5th wicket partnership was what guided them to victory. They have put up an extraordinary performance here, and full credit to them for their magnificent performance, especially those 2 batsmen who were able to score the majority of the runs and chased down this total. Over here is the Hurstbridge huddle, and I'd imagine, I don't know what they would want to talk about, because the fact of the matter is that they have been defeated in all departments across this entire game. At no point did it look like they were taking control of this game or trying to dominate it. They were trying to intimidate Diamond Creek. They were always behind for one reason or another. They were losing too many wickets, the run rate wasn't good enough, they were struggling to hold down Diamond Creek's scoring. So throughout the entirety of the whole match, there was no point at which Hurstbridge might have thought of trying to take control of this match and actually come up with some sort of way of forcing through a victory. And that is a huge problem for them. As for Diamond Creek, they walk off very happily. So yes, there's got to be some big questions about what Hurstbridge tried to do today, why it came off so miserably, and what they could do in the future. 2 more games of the round robin, and then we go on to the playoffs of this Northern Region T20 tournament. Gonna have to come up with some sort of solution, Hurstbridge, to do well in the next 2 games in order to try to earn a place in the playoffs. For Diamond Creek, this has been a phenomenal victory. They have continued on their magnificent performance in the previous season and now look to be the team to beat. They have got some very important games coming up, particularly the next one where they're hosting. That will be a very important one. So Diamond Creek will have definitely made a very strong statement in terms of just how good they are. Okay, we're going to take a little bit of a break, and then we're going to come back, and we've got a continuation of the post-game show. This is Channel 8, the local sports network.
Remember the snow from time so long ago, all stacked in piles that went for miles in the air. I climb right up to the top, the tallest kid on the block. Did the piles get smaller? Did I get taller? Did everything just shrink away? I can't remember would change, but everything was rearranged. Every day there's something that goes away. It's leaking like a faucet. I never knew I lost it until I wake up old and gray. And every day I wake up and see my face. The reflection is familiar, just dustier and blurrier, till suddenly a stranger shakes my hand. The one-way arrow of time, you can choose to ignore the sign, but you don't get to do the driving or know when you're arriving there. The seconds, minutes and days all pass with a gentle pace, but suddenly stack up, watching as we rack up the changes that we never see. But we are never the same. Don't blink your eyes or you might miss it. Every day there's something that goes away. It's leaking like a faucet. I never knew I lost it until I wake up old and gray. And every day I wake up and see my face. The reflection is familiar, just dustier and blurrier, till suddenly a stranger shakes my hand. You can't chase the breeze, 'cause you're never gonna catch it. Can't stop the seas when the waves come crashing. Can't hold your dreams when the sunlight fills the room. When you're asleep, when you're awake, the sum of every breath you take, invisible but slowly multiply. Something that goes away. It's leaking like a faucet. I never knew I lost it until I wake up old and gray. And every day I wake up and see my face. The reflection is familiar, just dustier and blurrier, till suddenly a stranger shakes my hand.
Welcome back to the post-game show. So let's have a look at the Diamond Creek fixture for this Northern Region T20 competition in the 2018-19 season. So we've just had round one, which was Diamond Creek versus Hurstbridge at Coventry Oval on the 23rd of October. We move on to round two, and that is the game that we will not be at. Channel 8 will not be at this game, which is Panton Hill hosting Diamond Creek on the 13th of November at the Cracknell Reserve in Panton Hill. Then in round three, which of course that will be a game that we host. So Channel 8, the local sports network, will be there. We will be there. It is Diamond Creek versus Lower Eltham on the 27th of November at Coventry Oval. So 3 games, 3 rounds, and then the playoffs. So let's just go through this match in some detail and just try and figure out what exactly happened. So we'll start off with Hurstbridge's innings. So Hurstbridge batting first. Now Hurstbridge got off to an amazing start. They were 16 runs off the first 2 overs with 2 fours and a couple of excellent twos. But then things started to slow up for them. They found that scoring boundaries became quite difficult. The loose balls were not there. Actually trying to manufacture boundaries through clever stroke play became very awkward and challenging, and the whole thing started to unravel. They started to feel pressure. It was not clear where new boundaries were going to be scored. So by the time 7 overs had played, they were only on 33, so they weren't going at 5 runs and over, which was a huge problem for them. Not only that, but they had lost 4 wickets. They lost a wicket in the first over, in the 4th, in the 5th, and then the 6th. So they were 4 for 33 after 7. But then everything changed when they had a magnificent over where they were able to score 19 runs off the 8th over. 2 4s and a 6. They shot up to 52, and it looked as though they were on the way to scoring something very heavy and very forceful. But right after that over, everything just slowed down to just a snail's pace. They were on 52 after 8 overs. Then the next over involved 1 run. Then a wicket maiden. Then a wicket and 1 run. Then 3 runs. Then 3 runs and a wicket. Then in the 14th over there were 2 runs. So that over the course of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 overs, they had only advanced the score for 10 runs and they had lost 3 wickets. It was that middle section of the innings which cost them dearly, so that by the time they got to the 15th over, and they came into the final 5 overs, they were in no position to score anything. They were 7 wickets down. They were scoring at less than 5 runs per over. And it was only through some very creative batting late in the game, scoring 7 runs in the 15th over, 7 runs in the 16th, 5 runs in the 17th, and then 6 runs in the 19th, that just pushed them up towards what they ended up on, which was 92. So it took everything they had just to get a score that I think is below competitive, but at least it is something to bowl at. It's not a blowout, a easily walkover. So at least that was something to defend, and it required a lot of clever batting, but then they lost the 3 wickets that they had left, and so they were bowled out in the final over. So, as you can see from that, the best overs were the 8th over had 19 runs, the 1st over had 9 runs, and then the 15th, 16th and 2nd overs conceded 7. But other than that, there were no big overs, and that really shows when you look over how Hurstbridge could have scored a 120, 130 score, something very substantive that would have been very difficult to chase down. But how they could have turned this around, it's not exactly clear. So that was Hurstbridge's innings. Now let's go to Diamond Creek. Now, they got off to a terrible start when they lost their player, the opening batsman, in the first ball of the match. First ball of the innings. But then, with the second wicket partnership, they straight away turned things around. Now, when you lose a wicket in the first ball of a 2020 game, obviously it's a very problematic thing, but you just don't have time to worry about that. You just have to keep playing. And so they ended up scoring 3 4s and a 6. So that the score went from 1 for none after the first ball to 1 for 25 coming towards the end of the 3rd over. So suddenly shooting up the run rate was soaring high, and they were scoring aggressive boundaries, they were playing their shots, and straight away Diamond Creek were making a statement of what they were trying to do in this game. They were trying to score runs heavily, they were trying to bat aggressively, they were going after Hurstbridge. So 25 runs in no time flat, in the space of 15 balls. But then Hurstbridge bounced back. They got the second wicket with the score at 25, the third wicket with the score at 34, and the fourth wicket with the score at 35. So the score went from 1 for 25 to 4 for 35. 10 runs, 3 wickets. And so by the time the first 5 overs had ended, Diamond Creek were 35 for 7, and that was a precarious position, because on the one hand they're going at 7 runs per over, which is very, very good, but losing 4 wickets, and the middle to lower order were coming in next, so if they happened to lose a couple more over the course of the next few overs, suddenly it was the tail trying to finish the job done, and that might have ended up in a terrible, terrible situation. But that didn't happen. From that moment on, from the end of the 5th over with the score at 35 for 4, Diamond Creek, the 2 batsmen for the 6th wicket partnership, just turned it on. The 6th over scored 8 runs, 7th over scored 7 runs, 8th over scored 10 runs, the 9th over scored 14 runs, the 10th over scored 6 runs, and then the 11th over scored 15 runs. Magnificent scoring, lots of boundaries, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 fours, and 1 6. Quite remarkable aggression, and just excellent, excellent batting all round. And the game suddenly wrapped up in the 12th over, with a significant chunk of the game to be not played. And that gives you just a sense of just how well, first of all, how low the score was for Hurstbridge, but also how excellent Diamond Creek's batting was. To actually just shut down this game and win it through just quality, high quality excellence is really something that Diamond Creek should take a lot of credit for, and they will be looking into this next game against Panton Hill with a great deal of confidence. They should be thinking that they could actually go through and actually go to the playoffs with a 3-0 scorecard. There's nothing to stop this Diamond Creek team. They are doing enormous and excellent work. So they are in a terrific position, and there's no reason why they can't continue on throughout the next 2 games, so that by the time the year is out and we go to the playoffs in 2019, they are looking towards taking the premiership again. Alright, that is the discussion of the match. We have now gone through the whole details of what we've just seen, and now it'll be time to say goodbye. So we're just going to take a quick break now. We've got another photo montage for you, and then when we come back we're going to say our goodbyes. So this is all from us. The discussion is over and we just got to wrap things up now. So this is Channel 8, the local sports network. After the break we'll say goodbye and everything, but if you just want to leave now, goodbye from us here at Channel 8.
From the garden, hear the clinging of the chimes, the last tomatoes hanging shriveled on the vines. The autumn breeze is just a promise of the freeze that's coming soon. The season's fleeting, the days are blurring into years, the line's retreating. As every moment disappears, the stories end to leave, another to begin to start anew. And in 1,000 years, when all our bones have disappeared, and every word has been erased, still the rivers flow, the sun will glow, the seeds will grow, the wind will come and blow it all away. 'Cause we are just a memory replaced. All the deadlines have come and gone without a sound. The saddest headlines are now just pigments on the ground. The battles fought, the lessons taught, they all are lost now in the end. And every secret you ever guarded with your life, the stars will keep it. If all the photons should arrive, we're just a speck in time and space, just a fleck upon its face. And in 1,000 years, when all our bones have disappeared, and every word has been erased, still the rivers flow, the sun will glow, the seeds will grow, the wind will come and blow it all away. 'Cause we are just a memory replaced. Free yourself, release yourself. The burdens that you carry all will topple in the end. And every bad decision that was weighing on your mind, every failed mission, every ladder left unclimbed, it all just blows away. And in 1,000 years, when all our bones have disappeared, and every word has been erased, still the rivers flow, the sun will glow, the seeds will grow, the wind will come and blow it all away. Oh, through the centuries, the endless string of memories, through the progress and the waste, still the rivers flow, the sun will glow, the seeds will grow, the wind will come and blow it all away. 'Cause we are just a memory replaced.
Hello and welcome back. This is the wrap-up of the post-game show. We've gone through the game in its full details, and now it's time to say goodbye. Diamond Creek ending up winning this game by 6 wickets. An enormous, excellent, tremendous performance for them. They deserve all the credit in the world for their performance. As far as the Saturday cricket is concerned, we will be back here on Coventry Oval on Saturday to see the second half of the two-day game between Diamond Creek and their opponents in the Barclays Shield. We had a very miserable, rain-affected game last Saturday. The twos game over at Marngrook Oval was abandoned without a ball being bowled, and so there'll be a one-day game next week. And they were only able to get in about 35 overs over the course of the whole day in the Barclays Shield here at Coventry Oval. So only about half of the allotted overs were bowled because of the rain affecting the situation. the ground was very damp and wet and the pitch was all slippery in the morning, and they had to wait an hour until it dried off, and then when the rain came back in the late afternoon, play had to be abandoned, and so they couldn't end up bowling up until 6 o'clock. So we're going to see what's going to happen with that game. Diamond Creek are in an excellent position. They have their opponents many wickets down for not many runs, and they could well take the win, even though with so much play lost, the possibility of a draw is very likely. So join us on Saturday for that, and we'll continue along our merry way through this 2018-19 season. We still have a little while to go before we come to the end of October, the first month of the cricket season. But until then, we'll just have to keep being curious about what the Diamond Creek Cricket Club can offer us. So far, Diamond Creek have won 2 games. Oh, 2 games in the Saturday cricket, and now they've won their 3rd game. And if they are able to win this Saturday, they could win 4 from 4. So as far as Channel 8, the local sports network, is concerned, Diamond Creek have done tremendously wonderful work. Okay, it's time to say goodbye. So thank you very much for joining us on this broadcast. I am Chukka Wilson, and you have been watching Channel 8, the local sports network. Thank you very much, and we will catch you next time. Until then, goodbye and good luck. This is Channel 8.
Shame back and forth through all those years, but finally we both are free. I throw my baggage overboard and let it go. I cut the cord. You're all that I've been waiting for, so let's go. Tick-tock, are you in or are you not? I won't block the door, but tick-tock, if you are gonna take a shot, then come at me with all you got around. Just let me go. Just let me go. Through all the years, we came so near, but something was always in the way. But now we're clear. It's only you and me here. The stars align so totally, they're shining down on you and me. So tell me, what's it gonna be now? Tick-tock, are you in or are you not? I won't block the door, but tick-tock, if you are gonna take a shot, then come to me with all you got, or else just let me go. slave.